and see how it goes. It's already going poorly. He's already tried to bite my notebook. If I zoom this out a little, you might be able to see him biting my notebook. This little brat. You're such a little shit, Mr. Squall. The littlest Mr. Shit who ever did of all time. Okay. We're booting the fuck in there. Ubisoft Entertainment. No, Mr. Squall, stay. I know I complained about you, but I love you.
I realized as our group linked back to Dunny,
okay,
we should not restore the city as we had planned.
I can zoom this in at least.
Once magnificent buildings lay in ruin, testament to the hatred that had consumed them. Too many people had fallen victim to that hate, to the prejudice and greed from which it sprang. Gazing out across the cavern, I decided to write another age, one that would help the Dunny survivors begin again, free from the tragedies of their past.
There's multiple
So with
survivors?
my wife, Catherine, supporting me, I put aside that past to write a future. More than a year has gone by since I finished writing Relishon. I have a new daughter, who I hope will someday link to that age with me. And as I imagine Yisha meeting the Dunny, those brave men and women who are building a new life for themselves, I realize I've been given another chance as well. A chance to learn from my mistakes and leave the past behind me once and for all.
Oh, honey. Oh, dude. Bro, you live in a narrative. My guy, you live in a narrative. You are not escaping the past, fella. I hope this is Myst 3. The boys are back in town to kill you.
Breathtaking, isn't it?
Bird. This projection is so much less uncanny than I was expecting. Holy shit. You're so right, Catherine.
We call it Tamana. We moved here after H has finished writing Relishon.
And the
He
audio is...
wanted us to have a new home too.
The audio is
I'm
positional
so glad
too.
to see you. I told Atris our paths would cross again. He was just going to grab something for your trip to Relishon, so he shouldn't be terribly long.
Oh, good. Is he just out to buy some
Unless he decides
cigarettes?
to check over the whole house first, which means he could be hours resetting all his padlocks. But I know he was looking forward to
I see he's really
introducing me to the
trusting.
Dunny, so he shouldn't be terribly long. Why don't you wait in his study?
Is his study as immaculately projected on the inside of this dome? Holy shit. I expected the projection to be way jankier and way more artifacted. When Abe told me Myst 3 is the one where it's projected on a dome.
You know, this trip is exactly what Atris needs right now. I haven't been able to get him out of the house for months.
How did I
Since
get
he
out of
found
the
his journals
rift?
Out of place. But seeing how well the Dunny have settled in on Relishon should
Remember
help him
that
to
time you dropped
finally
me into a
relax.
rift? Sorry, one moment. I believe kisses are being demanded of me. Megan also says hi. This little whoosh sound when you interact with stuff you can't interact with is great. Anyways, I'm on my way to Atris's study. Did you tell me which one it is? No, you're just too busy being... It's such a short loop. She's making a funny little noise.
I'm sorry, the other door.
Oh, okay, okay. Ooh. Really, Sean? Seriously, Catherine, how many survivors are there from Denis? I had the sense that there was only, like, your family. Oh, hi, Riven. Oh. That's too bad. Oh, good. Enjoy grabbing your masteries. Sorry, Riven. You were beautiful while you lasted. If Squall hadn't been sat upon my lap, I might have put on a fighting game and started playing Blast Blue. But instead, there was a cat in the way, so I couldn't put my fight stick on my lap. Thank you for responding so quickly to my request for Nara padlocks. As you know, security in Tomana has become an important issue of late. Perhaps I'm overreacting, as Catherine suggests, that the idea that someone may have been sneaking into my study, reading all of my journals, disturbs me. After what happened to my library on Myst, after my own sons, Cirrus and Akanar, destroyed so many of my books, I've come to realize how delicate the link is to my worlds. I've never been able to repair those burned books, to link to each age and find out if the inhabitants survived. The padlocks won't change that situation, but they should ease my fear of trespassers considerably. Catherine and daughter, Inkwell. I really fucking thought about it. A pretty pink rock. I'll make some choices that are objectively bad for viewership numbers, such as playing Guild Wars when I really want to. But most of Myst was doing so well. And I do love going puzzle mode. Okay, we've got some white folk arriving on boats.
Well, my friend.
Oh, hi.
I see you found the Relishan book.
Yes.
Catherine
Hi,
tells me you've
Atris.
been here for some time. I'm sorry if I've kept you waiting. Since we'll be gone a few days, I needed to secure some.
I briefly thought about that too.
And I also wanted to bring you this. It's a journal I kept while I was writing Relishan.
Oh, cool.
You might find it interesting to read about what I'd hoped to
What do those
achieve
goggles do?
compared to what the age truly is.
Do those goggles do anything?
Well, just let me get my keys to unlock Relishan.
Amateur egg!
Well, I'm interested in hearing what you've been up to in recent
Oh,
months.
hi, Dev. Oh, hi. Are you here for a book? Oh no, you're here for firebombing.
No! No!
Atris, put on the goggles. They'll surely do something. Bye.
Relishan!
We must immediately follow. No choice. That looks like one of the Dome viewers from Riven. Oh, hi. Can you, hey, could you stop? No? All right, well, I'm going to look around this dome. I'm in fucking awe of how high effort these dome projections are. Dev, Abe was not kidding. The domes. They're so striking. We got little viewports in these things. I know I'm supposed to be following that person what stole the book. Okay, that is a moderate downside to the projection. That, like, I can't tell. Oh, you can lock your view. Sweet. I can't tell what color that is. Like, it's gotta be purple over there. But if I could see it with my eyes instead of just this lens, that'd be sweet. Okay, we'll climb up. No, don't run slightly faster than I can. Knock, knock, knock. Hey man, can I have that book you stole? Tap, tap. Tap, tap, tap. Please don't throw it in a fire or something. Okay, well... There's no obvious puzzle here. But it is the top of a big tower. And that's definitely purple over there. That look, unless that's purple, that looks like it could be blue or purple. That just took us down. So there's a bunch of these teeth. I'd really like to go this way, but it doesn't look like I can. Oh? Oh? Purple. We were right. More and more as the Myst games go on, do they feel like playing Metroid. Like Metroid Prime very specifically. Okay, so the tower is built into one of these tusks too. Perhaps I should read this journal. We were given a plot to get done. We were given a lore dump. How long of a lore dump? Several long of a lore dump. Okay, we'll read lore again. I mean, it's a little chunky. Can I have better graphics? No. Subtitles on, yes, please. Dang. The text is gonna be fine. The lore dumps are so long, and they credit the writers of them specifically, so I immediately forgive them. The domes are mind-boggling, Abe. Oh, I hate the norovirus. I had that a month or two ago, and it sucked. It sucked so much. I felt like I was dying. Okay. This is the first page. Oof. Mine was like only a couple really bad days, but I felt like shit for a few. Megan was unlucky that she was throwing up all day during the day. For the most part, I was kept up all night by it one night and was just fully non-functional for days afterwards because of it. I had to sleep on the couch. And by sleep on the couch, I mean go vegetate on the couch in between 2 hours of running to the bathroom. It was terrible. I felt so unclean. I showered multiple times that day. Anyways, lore time. I always feared this day would come. For years, Catherine and I have dreamed of restoring Denis. We have dedicated our lives to the task, taking it upon ourselves to locate the citizens of Denis and convince them to return to their ruined city and rebuild. Our dream has become the dream of so many now, and the progress we have made towards achieving it is something which we can all stand proud. But I know now that it has been a mistake. The shitty of Denis, yes, the shitty of Denis should not be restored. It should stand forever in ruins as both a symbol of our past mistakes and a memorial to all who lost their lives when Denis fell. The devastating offense of recent months, the war on Tyranny and the death of Uta. The shitty is Big Dome Island. That's the shitty of all time because it made me so mad. The war on Tyranny and the death of Uta in particular have driven this truth home to me quite forcefully. If we rebuild the city walls today, are we not giving approval to the very illness that destroyed our civilization in the first place? Are we not setting ourselves up to repeat that pattern again in future generations? I've put much thought into this tonight and have found only one solution. If we, the men and women who survived the downfall of Denis, are to thrive, then we must break the pattern of hatred which has destroyed so many lives. We must begin our civilization anew. And we can only do that if I write us a new age. Just one more book. Just one more book will fix me, I swear. Denis guys will tell you their problems and follow it up with one more book and I'll be good. And they're wrong every time. I've spoken with Catherine about this and she agrees. I only hope the others will see it as well. Will these people never cease to amaze me? I thought they would object to my decision. After all, most of them linked back to Denis specifically to see the city rebuilt. But when I told them why we shouldn't restore it, their response was immediate and unanimous. Whereas yesterday they thought of only of rebuilding, today they concentrate solely on salvage. They intend to take from their ruined city only that which is best and move on. Everywhere I look, the enthusiasm for this new task is obvious. It heartens me even as I face my own monumental contribution. I've written many ages in my lifetime, from my first timid attempts under the tyrannical tutelage of my father to my most recent accomplishment, Averon. Never before has so much been riding on my skill. The age I'm about to write must be all I ever imagined and more. How am I going to achieve it? Catherine laughed this morning when she saw me dredging out my old notebooks. I must have made quite the picture, sitting near the embers of a fire, surrounded by countless commentaries and journals. Some of them seemed more dust than paper, but the hours I spent sifting through them was worth it. Ideas for what this new age might be are tumbling around in my head. There are almost too many to catch hold of. Obviously, I must choose some starting point as my anchor. Writing ages is a science, a precisely structured equation of words. Every equation needs as its foundation an underlying concept around which the age can develop. In the past, I've written my books around whatever idea intrigued me the most at the time. I wanted to discover how the age to which the book linked would manifest the results of that idea. Sometimes civilizations had arisen, sometimes they had not. But whether a society had come to exist on the age or not, it was often in response to whatever concept the book I had written embodied. This time, my search for a concept must be weighed very carefully. I already have the civilization I wish to see develop. I know our history as a people and the paths we have followed to arrive here. Today, I must write a book which will link to an age that will allow us to continue on our way, growing ever stronger as one people. What underlying concept must this new age reflect that will best allow our civilization to thrive? I fear I must think of this must think on this more. capital C concept. Concept is a tangible thing you can write down in a book. It has taken me some time, but I may have found my anchor. Top-down design at its finest, eh? It came to me as I was considering what I know about survivors of Denis. We've seen so much tragedy in our lives, from the destruction of the city to the suffering and loss of our loved ones due to plague and deprivation. Kinda. The, way the Denis, study creation and concepts and, they write a book to throw out a concept and see how it develops. That's kind of what the ancients are doing with their concepts too. And then some of them get fucking tossed away. It is probably more parallel thinking, I bet, than anything. I don't know how... I know for certain Myst was huge in the West. I don't know how influential it was outside of North America. Outside of English-speaking zones. I would love to find out there's a huge fucking Myst fan base in Japan. That would make me really happy. Oh, hell yeah. Excellent. Everyone deserves a little Myst in their life. In the midst of these adversities, my kinsman and I have found the strength to keep going. We have tapped into our individual strengths and transformed ourselves into something much stronger. You're right. I need to open up a tab. Myst, Sunsoft, Saturn, so that I can learn about the Saturn, the Sunsoft Myst. Hi, Mr. Tempest. Mr. Bister. You want to come up? You want to come up and hang out? It's really fun when you can trace that shit. Okay, Mr. Tempest doesn't give a shit about lore. In the midst of these adversities, my kinsman and I have found the strength to keep going. We tapped into our individual strengths and transformed ourselves into something much stronger. It is a characteristic I've seen in several of my ages. Whenever I focused my writing on the inherent energy sources in a world, long ago, grandmother taught me that no life, no possibility for life in an age, exists without the presence of energy. By tapping into its latent energy sources, an age moves out of stasis. It grows, transforms, and develops. Dynamis, is that you? Energy is the underlying fuel that powers all activity. To put it more simply, in bold text, energy powers future motion. Yet, as grandmother also liked to remind me, energy in an age takes on diverse forms. Each one has strengths and weaknesses of its own. How many forms will this new age contain? Which type will be its dominant theme? Tomorrow I shall link back to Myst, and from there revisit several of my ages. Perhaps in my old worlds I will discover new ideas. I had almost forgotten how painful it is to revisit Myst. In the 10 years since my sons left me, trapped on Kavir Island, and burned so many of my books, Catherine and I have rarely linked back. I told myself we were always too busy. First with writing ages like Averone, then with searching the ages of Denis for survivors. I always said that we would spend more time on Myst eventually. The truth is, I have been avoiding that age. Seeing the island in its current condition ignites such anger and grief. I'm immediately reminded of the betrayal of my sons, as well as the cruelty and greed with which they plundered my ages. I know I am partly responsible for these acts. I constantly wonder if there were something I could have done to reach out to the boys before... Enough. Nothing can change the tragedies of the past. Like my Denis kinsmen, I must salvage what is best and move on. Perhaps in the process I will find forgiveness and hope. Once again, I am back on Myst Island, having completed a lengthy sojourn through several of my ages. The trip itself was not as inspiring as I had hoped. The Selenitic age was especially disturbing, but has it not always been so? The very first time I linked to the age, its uninhabited landscape was shaking with tremors. At the time, I felt it was because the energy in the age was unfocused, as if it were at war with itself. Stability finally came, but even after it did, I never truly felt comfortable there. I missed the more natural balance of ages like Channelwood. Perhaps that is the lesson to take home with me. The Denis, too, have faced much turmoil in their history. Their lives have been unsettled enough. Perhaps I should be striving to offset the energy that already exists within our civilization by providing it with a more stabilized environment in which to grow. An environment in which the natural equilibrium of the world serves as counterpoint to the upheavals of civilization. The more I consider it, the more I wonder if I should make nature the foundation of this new age. Worlds like Channel would attain equilibrium quite easily, primarily because of one reason. Nature encourages mutual independence. These sound like puzzle hints, Atris. Are you putting puzzles in your books again? I don't trust him. Stop it. Get some help. Stop writing books. Don't actually stop writing books. I don't think that's problematic. Just stop putting hints in them. You and your bolded text, Mr. Adris. As one life withers and dies, it provides nourishment so that another might live. Plants become food for other animals, and the waste products animals cannot absorb become nutrients to sustain the other plants. So long as nothing intrudes to upset this balance, nature can maintain itself indefinitely. An interesting metaphor to set as an example for my people. I think I will confer with Catherine on this subject. Her ages always exhibit symbiosis more dramatically than mine. Perhaps she should help me write this new age. No shit. Of course she should, dude. Involve your wife in this plan, man. I'm so tired. I can barely think right now, but I will force myself to stay focused. Yeah, Catherine's ages. You know, the ones we never see that are always off screen, and I would love to see them. Can I see them? Can I go there? Please? I wanna. Was she writing ages on Myst? Did the boys destroy her ages too? What did she think about all that? I want to know. There's so much we don't know about Catherine. Guess maybe she's mentioned more in the Myst 1 journals that are not fresh in my mind at all because it's been so long since I read them. I should go back and read those. I'm so tired. I can barely think right now, but I will force myself to stay focused, for I have not written anything in days. The moment I linked back to Denis, I was besieged with requests for my assistance. Master Timon wanted to consult over which stonecutters were worth salvaging, and did I think the rock in this new age would be difficult to sound? Oma and Essel needed my opinion about a new history they had uncovered. Should they hold off on starting its translation, or would paper supplies be scarce in the new age? There were so many questions needing answers, and I barely had time to see Catherine. She, of course, laughed at my dilemma, saying that I had no one to blame but myself. After all, I was the one who encouraged the Denis to start over. Naturally, they would look to me to keep them moving in the right direction, unless some other force stepped in to change that view, like a guy stealing my books. Her words made me realize that a fundamental principle I had thus far been ignoring. All this time, I've been debating whether to make energy or nature the underlying framework for this age. But there is another equation to consider. An age based solely on the future motion of energy will face constant upheavals, most likely at the cost of tranquility. And an age based solely on the mutual dependence of nature can become so balanced over time it may cease to tolerate change. Yet to continue to grow as a people, the Denis civilization needs both. Occasional upheavals followed by periods of balanced stability. That's some end of history shit right there. Francis Fukuyama is rolling in his grave. I've seen such situations occur naturally on several of my ages. Each time it was because I centered the writing around some dynamic force that I had decided to make prevalent in the age. Such forces allow the balance between forward motion and mutual dependence to fluctuate. As one concept takes precedence, the other recedes until another force surfaces to change things. As Catherine's insightful comment reminded me, puzzle hints in my books. There's no way this is actually a hint, but I'm writing it anyways. We're just standing outside of this fucked up creepy tower. The guy's watching me, like, nose in this diary. I'm too tired to think more on this tonight. Hopefully in the morning my thoughts will coalesce. Catherine surprised me today. Apparently while I was off revisiting my ages, she linked Myst by herself. She did not say so, but I could tell that her visit had been painful. More than ever now, I'm convinced we must find a place to begin again ourselves. Perhaps when I have written this new age for the Denis, I will put some thought into where Catherine and I might live. Yeah, you missed the end of Riven. It's really good. I really like the ending of Riven. Like, they nailed it at the end. I was really mad at that second last puzzle, but I was right at the end when I finished last time. We just barely started Myst 3. We might... Yeah, the VOD's here and on YouTube. If you go back and watch now, you might finish the game before I get to the end of this lore book. I cannot believe I did not see it before. All this time, I've been struggling to describe the perfect age for the Denis. I've considered and then rejected several underlying concepts which I felt might best set the course for their future, as if I alone should determine how Denis civilization will grow. In my own way, I've become as egotistical as my father. In truth, I owe this realization to Catherine. Sensing my indecision about the new age, she led me on a walk around Denis. Salvaging efforts were well underway, with teams of people scouring the ruined harbor district. As I watched my Denis kinsmen, deciding on which parts of their culture to retain, I realized they do not need me to determine their future. They're quite capable of setting its course by themselves, regardless of what age I write. This realization has opened my eyes to the best way of approaching my task. I no longer need to worry about which underlying concept energy, nature, or dynamic forces I should make prevalent in the age. Yeah, sorry. I thought about sending it straight to Jordan too, and I forgot. It was like, it's a pain because I have to export to YouTube, and then I have to remember to go in and cut out the Guild Wars part of the VOD, and then it also takes forever to actually finish processing that. It is actually up now. It is easy to watch now, I promise. I must strive to include them all. I must write a balance of systems into the descriptive book, enough so that the Denis people will constantly be challenged to attain their ultimate potential. As grandmother often pointed out to me when we spoke about ages back on Mysts, balanced systems stimulate civilizations. At last I feel I'm ready to begin writing this age. Indeed, I am eager to begin and have already come up with the perfect name. I know grandmother would have loved it. Of course, Catherine could tell the moment I had turned to her that I had finally found my starting point. I babbled on excitedly for some time before I noticed the smile she was hiding. When I saw it enough to grow suspicious, she handed me one of my oldest age books. She must have picked it up when she linked back to Myst. Seeing the name Janine emblazoned on the book cover, I could only shake my head. The one age I never got around to revisiting was the one that might have helped me the most. How foolish I was to have completely forgotten it. I think after I've finished this work, I should take one final trip, if only to restore an old fool's memories. Okay, let me out. Let me out of the book. We were exploring domes. We were exploring Domewood. I wanted to look at these flowers. Why can't I go behind them? It's just one little corner of Sylvari plants for you, Egg. Okay, that's just a light. It's hard to tell. The domes are crazy. Oh, huh? What is this? What am I? I'm in the plant? I'm in the plant. We're using the plant to hear. I didn't expect the subtitles. Okay, so I know I said this about Riven, that Outer Wilds is just there. Outer Wilds is just here again. I thought subtitles was gonna be for dialogue. I don't want subtitles to be for what I'm supposed to understand the sounds to be. Give us a dialogue-only subtitles setting. Like, more games do also need... Yes, Mr. Tempest, you can come sit in my lap. More games also need sound effects that, tell you, like, what the sound effect subtitle is. I just like the ambiguity sometimes. Oh, I'll consider the woo. If the subtitles were onomatopoeia, I would leave them on. I don't dislike them for doing it, for sure, don't get me wrong. I almost just put my hand on the keyboard to WASD my way around the map. Okay, we can go all the way down. Oh, hi. Oh, hello. Hi. No, come back. Hi. I love you. What a wonderful little creature. I want to say hi. I want to hold him. Do you want to eat this thing? He wants to eat. Look at him go. He's having a snack. Yeah? Are you done snacking? I love your little noises. Okay, well, you're little meat moop and I love you forever. Enjoy your little snack. Can you help me get in? Can you help me get into this building? No, you're too snacky. Okay, that's fine. Oh, hi, Nick. I'll also say hi to you, but maybe in a slightly different tone. I don't have my usual chat monitor on stream because Ghost Chat won't appear over Myst, so I had to look over after that. Hi, are we allowed into the tower? Elevator? No. Yes? Okay, that's just the door closing behind us. button. I'm glad I'm not the only one who thought it was a bunny. I didn't want to say it. I've already said one unhinged thing was a rabbit this week. Okay, so this is out the other side. They really like overkill mechanisms, the Denis. The Denis want everything to be huge. He's still snagging! Oh my god. Alright, our goal... I mean, like, they could have a button. Okay, this way. We want to ascend the tower, because Buddy, who's... This doesn't look like it ascends the tower. Buddy, what stole my book is above us. Hey, we've got effigies. We've got creepy effigies on fish hooks. And the annoying little guys. We've also got the annoying little guys from Wind Waker here. In like the jungly areas that rattle around and jump on you. Oh boy, lore dump. I'm gonna look around the room first, and then we'll read a lore dump. Okay, we have an elevator. The lore dump is in my inventory. Love it. Guys, we finally learned how to pick up books on our own. Fuck. 3 games later and I can put a book in my inventory. It's taken so long. Oh. I'm sorry that I'm sorry for whoever that they felt the need to erase the eyes on this painting. I'm getting the sense that Mr. Stole the Books is a little upset at maybe Atris and his kids. Is that Catherine? I assumed it was some other person. It could be Catherine. I haven't looked closely enough at Catherine. And there's only one woman. You're so right. No, I want to pick up the orbs. I want the orbs in my... I want to put them in my inventory that I have now. The 4 orbs weigh this many. Like, that's not information I can use. They're also writing. Tempest, are you gonna fall off the chair, dude? Tempest is trying to fall off of my chair. Oh, cool. We've got electromagnets. Well, okay, let me see if I have an orb around. Just for demonstration's sake. You take your hands, you pick up the orb, you put it in your inventory. You take the book, you put it in your hands, you put it in your inventory. I picked up the orb and now I can't reach the place the orb lives because there's a cat in my lap. So now the fucking orb has to live on the desk. I need to do more modeling work. Does Vignon do 2D as well? Wait a minute. That would be fucking sick. Tempest, please don't play with the pens. I need those. Anyways, where was I? I was distracted by orb. We've got electromagnetism. But we've also got electrocute plant. This actually feels rude. I kind of feel bad about doing that to this plant. And that bug is dumb. That bug is free, and now it's trapped again. I don't want to electrocute more plants. Okay, and no, I can't use the information, surely. I almost started writing down Little Rock Hammer. 4 orbs weigh something, and we'll just remember that. Yeah, what if the plant is hungry? What if the plant doesn't like electroshock therapy? I think the orb weights might be useful, guys. I kind of want to write down blue orb equals 4 wood. We don't know enough. I don't know enough about what this game is about to ask of me. Electrocute plants to open carnivorous plant, I can understand. Comparing the weights of orbs makes sense as a future puzzle. Writing implements, hammers. Effigies. I wanted to look at the egg. I wanted to look at the egg and the gears, actually. It feels like the rooms in Myst 1 that were similar. Like there was specifically the rooms in Geartown. What is it actually called?
Amateur egg.
Channelwood. Well, this is fine. I don't need to know this information. That's for past me to remember. Mechanical, yeah. So like the kids' rooms, the boys' rooms in mechanical had lots of hints about like stuff you would see in other ages, not so much puzzly useful things. I think it's time to read lore, actually, though. I don't see many more twiddlables. I do see switch. Goodbye. I wanted to use that. I wanted that down here. Hole? I love hole. Well, there's puzzle in hole. Maybe the lore book will teach us about how to solve this puzzle. I have done it. I have used his swirling linking book to follow him. I touched my palm to its glowing panel and felt the tingling begin. There was a sudden, sickening lurch inside of my stomach, then I fell into the page. This has happened before. I know it. It happened the first time I came to this place when I followed his murdering sons from Narayan. It happened when I used his hidden books, and it happened when I finally used the machine. right before the fog first ate my mind. The fog didn't find me this time. When I opened my eyes, I was alone in a room. I was standing in the home of my betrayers. I couldn't move. I was afraid. I thought they'd know that I had come and would be waiting for me, just like they had waited inside this very tusk. I was afraid they would tie me up again, that the poison snakes would strike. But the silence was unbroken. The whole house was still, and without really knowing what I did, I started to search. Every room, every floor, every cabinet. I found his journals. Atris's never-ending journals. He never stops writing. He just will literally never stop writing. In every mention of this man, he's got his nose and hands in a book. I found the book that brought me back to this world. The lesson world he calls Janine? We're struggling with handwriting again. Oh, Tamra, my love, how long have I been trapped here? How much of my life has been eaten by the fog? The face I see in the lagoon isn't one I remember ever wearing. It's so much older, so much more savage, but it is me. It is Saavedro, and I remember what they did, how they led my people to death. I was thinking that with Atris's journal, Jordan, as Atris's journal in this is about like founding a fucking new nation. He's so Lin-Manuel Miranda about it. Also, numbies. We've got numbies going on. I remember what they did, how they led my people to death. I've returned several times now to Tomana. I'm searching for some sign of his sons. I was certain they would run back to their father, but so much time has passed. So many years in which to forget about my people. Is that what happened, Atris? Safe in your beautiful new home, enjoying life with your dear wife and family? Did you become so busy envisioning new worlds that you forgot the ones you'd already created? I must be very careful. I must not let them know that I am free. I will read what journals I can to figure out where his two sons are hiding. And when I've found the sons again, when I've got the whole family together, I'll bring them down. Atris and his family will suffer, the way I have suffered for years. More numbies. You can't hide a counting system from me, Myst. I've played the last game in the last month. Cirrus and Akinar are not in Tomana. Every day I become more and more convinced. Atris's sons are not there. Yeah, depending on when you came here, man, those sons may be really inaccessible. What happened, Atris? Did you grow tired of them the way you grow tired of Narion? Did you abandon them the way you abandoned my people behind your shield? It does not matter. I can still take revenge against their father. Now that I'm no longer stuck on Janine, I can avenge all the dead in my world. I have already reopened his other books. I've begun making changes in those worlds, using his own lessons against him. There is still much more work to be done, but eventually I will lure him into this tusk. I will find some way to make him follow me here from Tomana. For now, I will concentrate on the Orbiter. It is not a natural part of this world. The material that creates it is like nothing I've seen. It reminds me just a little of the shield. And if it is the same material, it can't be damaged. But perhaps I can damage the other devices. I don't know if I understand enough about these images to make drawing them down any use, but better to be safe than sorry. This is an electromagnet of some kind. These look like either counting sticks or some kind of stakes. You are correct. You're not wrong that this book is in my pockets right now. This looks like a little grippy grab holding... This looks like a grippy grab holding an orb. See, the orb is useful. It's a prop. We're going to put little sticks in... This is This is describing putting little sticks into gear teeth, but it kind of looks like a needle on a record. Ooh, more Numby. That's not how I expected this to count up. I really like how this numbering system is reminiscent of plants. No, it cannot be true. Surely his journals deceive me. He says he's brought them back. He says if he's given his Denis brethren new life. But how? How can one man have so much power? How can one man's writings reawaken a dead world? I don't know what this means. By all that is sacred, Tamra, what can it mean? It doesn't change a thing. I can still continue as I planned. I can still seek revenge for my people. I will make my enemies suffer. By the weaving, Tamra, this changes everything. I have found a way to reprogram his scanning device. It requires scavenging parts from another mechanism in the tusk, but I think the gears I leave can still be operated by hand. This looks like the puzzle we're at. Three lines. One of the nipples is at that line, and the other two nipples are at the middle line. Or is it little heads? Who's to say? I don't know how to use this information. It looks like little nipples on baby bottles. I swear. I'm only a little bit crazy. Got a little object. I've twiddled with this object already. It kind of looks like a bird eating a flower. And then gear. There's 1, 2. The gear is pretty self-explanatory. You line up the gear head. One of the spark plugs is not like the other. So you've got a little thing, and then a little spark plug, and then the coil goes this way, and the thing, and the spark plug, and the coil goes this way. And then on this one, it's the opposite. I can't believe he invented the Torment Nexus to get revenge on Atris. So, no, I still need that book. This is likely not page 1. It's probably page 2, like day 2. 3, 4, 5. And it kind of looks like there's a missing journal page. Okay, I need to remember your name. Vaguely, I know it's like number of strokes up to 5, and you're using a specific kanji for it. Oh, that's a lot of blank book. That was not as much lore as I expected. Yeah, that guy. And I don't know what order, but when you put that in chat, I'm like, yeah, you use that to count. And you can just count like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and draw it better than I drew it. It is finished. All is ready for Atris's arrival. Tonight I will sleep among the ghosts. Then tomorrow I will link out into Tamana. When I link out, I'll be carrying his book. May the spirits of my people serve to guide me in this. Tempest. Good for them. Tempest. What, do you want more dinner? It's way too early for more food. I'm still convinced that there's a page missing here. And then he left himself a lot of space in his journal. Okay. Mr. Tempest? Okay, that wants to be like that. Mr. Tempest, if you want up in my lap, it's available. It does just look like book. I hope we can, like, find his pages and insert them into the journal. Hi, Mr. Tempest. Yes, there is a kitty in my lap. See if I can actually get him on camera. Yeah, look into the frame a little. He's reading my notes. He's solving my puzzles. He wants to be a part of the game. He wants to be a part of puzzle time. The bottom gear doesn't have anything special about it. You just line those up. You engage that thing. Where's the baby bottles? You engage that guy to that spot. Okay, these aren't magnets. These aren't spark plugs. They are magnets. They're all the same right now. I need to change 2 of them. I love that Buddy just fucking ripped holes into the mechanism of this elevator. Just absolutely shredded the heck out of it. Where's... Way out, thank you. Can I have the elevator back now, please? Oh, Mr. Tempest. I'm genuinely impressed. I have never once been able to destroy something in a game of Myst, even when I wanted to. And this guy's like, yeah, I'll just rip up your metal here, Mr. Atris. Okay, okay, so we're in Jananin. We've learned the name of the... Oh, Mr. Tempest, you're such a baby. You're such a big baby man. I had assumed as much, but I didn't know for sure. I wonder what this scanner does if you have it in the wrong position. Other than not take you where you want to go. I hope it drops you to your death. Your lovingly rendered drop down this chute. Oh, Mr. Kitty. Button. That's not what I wanted that button to do. I wanted that button to do something very different. Can I have uppies again, please? I've been ever so good. What if I pull only the bottom? That's not an option. Alright, take me back up. Open the door. Hi, we made it. Bye. Ah, fuck. They've put it in an egg. Egg, how do I get in there? You know eggs, right? Excellent. I have it installed.
Amateur egg!
I have... It's been amateur egg every time tonight. What the fuck? I wonder if there's a way to socket that in so it'll count how many amateurs it's given. And thank you for the Prime sub. What the fuck? Thank you, Dev. Hell yeah. Thanks for boosting my numbies. Thanks for taking some money. Oh, numby. Fuck, the pages. Can I put this in my book? This is before Cirrus and Achenar. The walls run red with steam and strangling branches. I see their bloated faces laughing at everything. I remember how they lied. I remember what they did. They brought me here to die. I followed them. The lattice roots were black from too much overgrowth. Puffer spores floated up. Even more Metroid Prime. Metroid Prime is a Myst-like now to me. Puffer spores floated up in the hot steam and burst. No one was there to guide the spores from the branches. No one was waiting to perform the ritual weaves. The fighting had torn my people apart. They didn't care. They didn't care. They wanted Narion to die. I didn't make that assumption, but... there is steam and branches there. And we know there was people there. And we commented on how fucked up it was that Cirrus and Achenar did all that. Hello, Everett. How's it going? We made it into Myst 3. We've solved a puzzle already. I'm so proud of myself. It was water, but there was the... I guess it was a big water wheel, wasn't it? I'm going to keep my eye out for more concise information in game. Oh yeah, that did just add it into my book. Hell yeah, I love collecting pages. Okay, I was investigating the eggs along the walls when I got distracted by the sub. There's an egg in the floor we need now. Button. Okay, so we've got lenses. We've seen... Hi!
My sons,
No.
I promised to teach you the secrets of my ages. This world is the first step on your
Solve my
journey.
ages.
Search the island, and you'll find 3 linking books. Each connects to an age, which you will fulfill.
Hello, Atris.
No, it's not him.
Been a long time. Sorry,
At
I'm
least
not there to greet you in
10
person,
to
but I just
30?
didn't think it would be wise, considering how long I've been stuck here. Trapped in these lesson ages by 2 very greedy little boys.
Yeah, they
Your
sucked.
sons, Atris, Cirrus, and Achenar. Of course, they're not so little anymore, not so innocent.
Were they ever?
I thought a
That
lot
innocent?
about innocence these last few years and what happens when it gets lost. Worried about relation? I have it. Worried about friends, relatives, people you can't get back. I know just how you feel. But if you want to do something about it, you're gonna have to open this device. And there's just one problem. I've changed the 3 symbols that do that. So if you want to reclaim relation, you're gonna have to take your own class. Find the 3 symbols, Atris. And don't keep me waiting forever.
My vibe check on the boys is I don't think there's ever a time, apologies, I've forgotten Brad Dourif's name. There's never been a time where Saavedro knew them that I would consider them innocent. It seems like they didn't... It seems like they turned around pretty quickly on treating everything like they were a god. You're right that there's a time in their life where they weren't like this, though. I feel like they live longer than average. I want to adjust the other thingies, because I feel like I'm supposed to focus this in on a specific. Somebody paying a huge amount of attention to... I guess we can't... Somebody paying a huge amount of attention could figure out a lot from the days on the journals. But I can't assume that this is like year 93, month 5, day 25. 26. 361. Okay, you kind of can, actually. To go to from... These look like actually, like, almost Julian calendar months. About 3 times our own. Okay, so 30 years for Gen is like 10 years for us. He was on Riven for a while, but not a crazy, crazy long time. Do we know... I haven't seen any evidence that we know anything about how long-lived people are in the ages. I also meant to look up... excuse me while I alt-tab into a tangent here. Myst release dates. Myst book release dates. Because I sense... Book of Atris was 95. It felt like... Yeah, Riven was 97. It really did feel like I was getting info dumped from 95, 6, 7 up to Riven. All 3 books. I didn't expect all 3 books. So the Myst books came out in 95, 96, 97. Myst 1 came out in 93, and Riven came out in 97. And Myst 3 came out in 2001. So somebody who had been reading the books as they came out would have all that knowledge in their head from the books. I do not remember the books well enough. Okay, there we go. So these are some kind of perspective puzzle where I have to make this symbol. The witness is here too? What the fuck? Were you thinking, oh, Mia might not realize she can move the orb? Cool. I really need to find a copy of the Myst Reader. I miss those books. I had them. I had physical copies of all three in my life. I could imagine myself getting stuck on this, just fucking with them back and forth so much. No, Tempest, stay. Tempest, relax. Please. I'm not certain if I have enough information to solve this. Like, I half wonder if I need... I thought they were colorful. I thought we were getting the colors of the lenses from outside. The outdoor lenses seem too useful to what this stuff is. And the fact that you can see one of the lenses in it is like a good puzzle design to remind you that you can go interact with them. There's a little leaf guy. And it kind of looks like he has an eye and a little mouth. I wonder if our bunny friend is still downstairs snacking. How long has it been? Like, book publishing rights are so much harder than Riven VR release. 2024? Last year, 2024, 2020, yes. Like, if we had heard from Cyan more since that, I guess I don't know if Cyan was publishing the VRs. Birdie. Two years ago? That's too long. You're lying to me. It's not 2026. Well, if they've republished the Book of Atris, that gives me a lot of hope that all of them will get it. Pay no heed to my janky circles. We've got a Green Lantern ring. Good luck finding the three symbols. So by that logic, this is the end game puzzle. I love to have clarity on what my long-term goals are. Potentially the end game puzzle. God, July's gonna be a huge month. Is Mysterium... I've been out of touch with the Myst everything for so long. Is Mysterium like a Myst convention, a Myst event? I also now hope that there's news in a month at Mysterium. Okay, let me out. I'm somewhat tempted to see what happens if I fuck with the gears downstairs and use the elevator wrong. Myst fan gathering. Hell yeah. I love shit like that. I've already forgotten what this does. I've been yapping too much. I forgot what this button did. Outside this way. Okay, so the most important thing Are we snacking? Are we snacking? 1-800. I don't think he's snacking anymore. Oh. Yeah, he is. Hey, little guy. Hi. Yeah. I love you, little guy. You don't really look like any of these symbols. You can keep snacking. Ooh. Oregon is one of the states I eventually plan to visit. Not immediately. My fiance has some family in Oregon. I don't actually know what city they're closest to because they're like near the coast, but rural. That's all I actually know. So eventually I'll have to go out there. There's no fucking fish hiding. Like weird fish symbols hiding in this lake, right? Not angsty about that. Not traumatized. Don't look directly in the sun, apparently. Ooh, the Whistling Rock. Outer Wilds vibes. Every time we go past the Whistling Rock, I'm going to think about Outer Wilds. So one of the windows faces kind of towards the Whistling Rock. Can I convince myself that the Whistling Rock looks like anything? Not really. Like, 100 people is, like, small for a convention, but it is really respectable for a game series from the 90s that hasn't really kept it up. Like, I'm pleased that it still exists. I'm pleased that they've managed to keep it going. I want to climb this. I want to climb over to that thing. Oh. Hello? I heard big sounds. Maybe that was just a sound effect in the ambient music. This is a broken viewfinder. So there's way more than 3 viewfinders, meaning they might not be relevant to the 3 shapes puzzle. They're supposed to connect together because this one looks out towards the broken one. I want to look this face, yes. I think this is looking out towards that, maybe? Maybe not. If we mess with this enough, we could get light out from this, probably. You don't have to do the mucking about of like a bigger convention where you have to find maps to everything. Cool, we've got light. Let there be light. And we've got light off. So light on is surely useful. Can I blind myself? That's not good. That's not good for me. You're not getting dimmer over time, are you? I was just imagining that. Alright, well, it's useless to point the light that way right now. And I should... I'm on a bit of a mission with this light thing, but I should still pay attention to my surroundings. That's Whistling Rock down there. It didn't look like I could access the tusk over there. If I... We can transmit the light all the way across the path. So it might not always be the correct choice to send it directly over. But I want to prove a theory cooking in my brain right now. I'm gonna guess that these are gonna unlock the tusks. If this can even... this can't even be in that beam, can it? This beam might just be facing towards the tusk already. I have a theory. My theory is immediately disproved. This tusk has one of the symbols. And a hole. I might be able to go around? Yeah. We got environmental puzzles now. Everything's been environmental puzzles, you know what I mean. Cool. I'll take it. We're sidetracked from the lights. Pulling this switch causes the thing to reset and the ball rolls into me, killing me instantly. I think I might actually be on something here. I might be cooking with the ball rolls that way. What if the ball was in there now that it's open? Is that good? I think that's good. Yeah, now we can enter. Button? Button has a 4-circle combination. On the outlook for combo. And what do we suspect we might get out of that? This looks like one of those little eggies, what hold things. And this is one of the books, not one of the book symbols. So viewfinder to find. I wonder if I can focus the symbol on this. From way up there. And that will give me the 4-ring combination. This puzzle is made harder by the fact that my phone is my notebook camera. Descend the stairs this way, please. Gotta go past Outer Wilds. If I could just take a picture of it. I have Steam. I could take a screenshot. Okay, take me to the inside. This elevator would be so frightening to ride in real life. This elevator would be deeply upsetting. It would probably give me serious motion sickness, actually. Because I was having trouble at our local anime convention. It's in a convention center, and the elevators out of the parkade are like the glass door fancy style elevators. I can't bring it all the way over to that. And these glass door elevators were giving me, like, bad motion sickness a couple of days. Okay, so we can bring the symbol into focus, can we? Like, I'm surprised I can't mouse over it all the way. It's a huge range. Like, there's a huge range of inputs that might be right. Never mind, we're getting closer. We're right on board now, I understand. I don't fully understand why I can't manipulate the camera to my heart's content, but we did it. We made it there. Life is good. Blurry. I think that's in focus. There are so many degrees of freedom to this lock. It must not demand perfect input. Little markers, like these little markers. Yeah. Like, I can have a pretty extreme degree of confidence in the zoom in out and the XY marker. The focus marker is going to give me a bit of trouble, I suspect. Yeah, this puzzle might genuinely be improved by a remake. Or at least... Oh, I wonder if they have... I wonder if they have the source files. Somewhere in the world, do they own... Do they own the files they used to make this puzzle? Could they give us full res captures? Cyan Entertainment, please give us full res captures. I'm moderately confident in that. Oh, and I don't trust Ubisoft to have saved any of it ever. Like, if there's ever a company I don't trust, Cyan, like, if they still existed in their original form, maybe. Okay, I'm kind of confident in this. This does require a screenshot. There, I can Steam screenshot it. And we can do the old focus puzzle. If we have to come back here. Focus puzzle is saved properly. Two brothers in a lineup. I guess it is probably wishful thinking that they would ever have original source files. Yeah, wait, are you a fucking genius? For some reason, the screenshot in that isn't the solution. It's probably the default state of the room. Like, a lot of it depends on... There's a lot more generated textures in this game than there was in the last two. Like, unless this is photographs of wood, this feels more like CG and, like, drawn textures than it is, photography the way Myst and Riven felt. Which, like, I don't blame them, because they had to make these 3D spaces to render them out like this. There's so much that would have to go into this to, like, remake it really, really well. You thought you could use a built-in save feature as a screenshot. We do have the technology to make very good remakes. And changing this one to VR, because it's already in this first-person free-look perspective, would be way less of a jarring change than the other two. Look at your screenshots, not your book. Okay. First circle is like here. In between those. Second circle is actually hard to tell which circle I'm looking at. First one's actually up here. This is way easier in 2026 than it was in 2001. No, this one's like directly in the middle of those. So what if all of these were actually on their nearest marker instead? No. Yeah, that would make a lot of sense. Just in terms of good and healthy game design. Because how the heck are you supposed to be inputting these correctly? You have to actually test the button. Okay, Myst 3 Exile. A Materia. Oh boy, we're going to the A Materia server? You gotta press the button if you want to solve the puzzle. Who could have guessed? This looks like Costa del Sol. From the flyover... Okay, now that I see the pagodas, it's Japan. But the flyover first looked like Costa del Sol to me. Yeah, like they're either going to make it so it's only the middles or a huge... like a huge zone. A huge zone of 12 degrees makes a lot of sense. Oh, aha, you're right. It should be pronounced with Japanese vowels. Amateria. 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 It's not a real word, so it doesn't like roll off the tongue the way actual words do. No, I need either of those pages. I'm gonna be trapped in Japan forever. I'm gonna be trapped in Atris's weird Japan place. I didn't expect that to take me places. Atris got really into Japan for a few years and then made a puzzle world for his kids to solve. Okay, we've got hex grid puzzles. He's got that, my fellow Gaijin. He's got that Gaijin vibe going on. Oh, and we can just go back whenever we want. Lovely. Unless Juan ate the pages in this linking book. You know the picture I'm referencing, right? Of the guy in like the very dorky kimono. It's easier to get back to Jnanin than it is to get back to Myst in Myst. Oh. I don't like it when there's IP problems. It makes me sad. The games I like deserve to have easy IP so that the devs can remake them or resell them if they want to. I need to turn up the audio a little bit for myself. I guess I can just do that without messing with everybody. Ayo, we got basalt going on. These might be the orbs. Elevators. Yeah, Dev, come teach us about hexagons. You were here. He's probably playing Blaze Blue now. He's playing his fighting games. He can't teach us about hexagons. Oh, hi. We love an old man kitty. What could these chains possibly have been achieving? These tracks might be some kind of fast travel network at some point. What's going on here, Sirius and Akanar? Is that... It kind of looks like these are buttholes and these are his eyes. Like, this is supposed to be nostrils and his eyes, and he's in like this big sneering laugh. But these look more like eyes to me. Can I pull this rope? superfluous chains would be a great basement aesthetic. A great garage aesthetic too. Okay, these ropes appear to just be for this painting scaffold. Probably nothing. You've gotta include in the style guide that it be pronounced superfluous chains instead of correctly. Kind of looks like there's a big face up in the central temple too. Okay, that was a really long detour. Oh yeah, there's like there's the cart that travels these rails. Or a huge fucked up damaged Ferris wheel. Akanar set up a Fungin for himself. Surprising his dad, but not surprising us at this point. I want to go look at the Ferris wheel. I want to travel this way. Oh, sweet. The Myst cosplay space is an undertapped area. It's not interactable, but I want to look at it. Hey, this came out in 2001. Final Fantasy X. Because I look at this frame and I think Final Fantasy X. So strongly. When exactly in the year did Final Fantasy X come out? July 19th. Myst 3. This still came out in May, though. They preempted the vibes and aesthetic of Final Fantasy X by a month, 2 months. Like, it is very funny that the big punishment... You're correct. But it's very fun that, like, whatever was in the water at the time created this parallel evolution, and the similar, like, the rendering technology of 2001 being so similar across two completely and very different studios, that you could have told me that this is a screenshot of an area along the Mi'hen High Road and I'd have believed you. It makes me happy. I'm not criticizing either group for coming to this. I'm just gonna stare at this all night now. That's a good point. Everybody can suddenly do way more interesting water, and then, like, everybody's throwing ideas at the chalkboard of water, so you're gonna come across things that look similar. Okay, we seem to have gone in a really big circle. I gotta go find that elevator I didn't interact with. It was kind of near the start of Hexagon Zone. Where did my elevator go? Here it is. But also, where did this way go? Taking my kids to school. Okay, this puzzle is locked for some reason right now. Maybe this puzzle is unlocked now? Okay, so something we did fucked up that orb. Allowed to select one position? That's lame. It also means, like, we've tried the other two, so this has to be right. Like, the part of me that just likes solving puzzles is going to enjoy this no matter what. No, I expected that to work. Wanting to find organic feeling spaces is going to be a lot less enjoying. I'm pretty certain I've tried all three of these now. Which means there's something else I have to do. I would have expected the gear all the way on the right would stop it from dropping so far that the glass orb just shatters instantly. But it doesn't look like the gear is actually changing the pivot as much as I expect. Is the pivot not centered on the gear? What are you doing here, Atris? Okay, it is. We lack something. What it is I lack, I don't know. But we lack something. We can still check out the elevator. Oh, neat. Good thing I wrote down that... No, I didn't. Yeah, blue orb is equal to 4 wood. So... where is this rope applying weight? And... oh my god. Extremely just a fucking physics lesson. But... I don't know the mechanical advantage. Like, I don't know the distance to calculate the mechanical advantage of the scale on that end relative to the pivot position of the fucking fulcrum on this thing. Atris, what are you thinking here, buddy? So this definitely drops it way the fuck down. Unless that's the weight of one wood orb. Take me up. Take me higher. So right now, if the puzzle is simple, this weight now equals this weight over here. Which it kind of might be. Alright, the weight over there is heavier. If we switch it over to this guy, this orb now applies more force on this orb. I'm amazed that these glass orbs are really fragile. I'm amazed they don't break instantly when they get dropped into the track. The orb down there is way heavier than I expect it to be. And I guess like there's a broken glass orb here too. These are metal. We don't have anything to assume the weight of metal right now. But wood is 4 times heavier than glass. Oh, take me up. Yeah, Brad Dourif's murder office, where I don't remember seeing any metal orbs. Maybe there were metal orbs there and I just didn't notice. I thought they were all wood. That guy looks like a wood orb. A warb, if you will. It's still heavier over here, so we can manipulate how much force is applied. Just every time it breaks into 100 little bits, we're building up a huge pile of broken glass down there. Hang on. Was that not higher? It's not how pivots work. This should be the lowest here and the highest here, outcome-wise. If this works like a real lever. It needs to be perfectly balanced, huh? Okay, we're gonna zip that. I've gone up and down this enough. It needs to be slightly heavier. Which is convenient. I almost dropped it. I almost dropped the glass orb. I almost dropped the glorb. That would have been a tragedy. Take me up. Shoot off another glorb. Oh, no, I need it lighter. We're close. We're close to what we need. Otherwise, it wouldn't be entering the flue. much the fictional name of the antagonist, Saavedro, is so much less memorable than Brad Dourif. I can remember Brad Dourif. That's a people name. Saavedro is just fictional enough that it doesn't stick. It still needs to be lighter than that. I would be surprised if we didn't need to use... it doesn't matter. It's actually important to the themes, you're right. Like, it's still... I want this... Like, I could just look up how to do the math and solve it if I believed that it worked the way real math does. But there's no way it does. I'm not solving this the intended way. The intended way is to, like, actually think about the relative weights of these guys, I guess. Maybe there's another mechanism somewhere in the world. Like, this isn't improving at all as I switch the weights around. It's probably taken me longer to notice because of all the yapping. Like, if I just take all of the weight off and I do the same trial, it should now be way higher. I thought the glass was much lighter than the wood. Okay, I'm glad that that was correct. Heck, I'm very glad that that was just correct, that it does now go way higher. If we can go close to She-Sphere on my grid. Save. We can load. We can mess up my camera. I just saved. And we can go to focus puzzle load. And now I can go downstairs. I perpetually wonder, so what I'm doing right here is a thing that is like canonical to Zero Escape series. Like jumping around in the timeline to gain information that you didn't have is perpetually in the Zero Escape series. I wonder if the Zero Escape guys were playing games like this and jumping around for information. 4 glass equals 1 metal. Definitely. It feels a little silly that it took me this long playing Myst and its sequels to figure out I could jump around for easy access to information. 4 wood, 1 glass. I want to twiddle with it. Load game. Don't save. Go back to She Sphere on my grid. Okay, so we have a pivot, and we have a thing that has 4 slots on it. And we have a pivot that has 1 wood. I think the only reason I can think of that is because of it like being a feature of a different game I've played. So the bottom half is wood. So if our scale is even, it's... I'm not gonna write equivalencies. We're not gonna write real algebra to solve this puzzle, I promise. It's not happening. It does make sense to pare the equation down in terms of 8. And it does make sense to figure out which item is the base unit. So, like 4 wood, so 1 wood equals 1 quarter glass. Like, so for example, this is 4 wood plus something equals 8 wood. I guess I can't actually write the equivalency because we only have 2 wood. Over 2 over 2. 1/2 wood equals 1/8 glass. Like, this should make it equivalent 1-to-1. If the fulcrum is in the center. If the fulcrum works the way I want it to, this should just solve the puzzle. Promising? Not promising at all. Bro does have a bunch of metal on him. He's definitely all wood, though. The cats are going real silly mode right now. Okay, before I go back to the thing, let's finish thinking about how the weights of wood and metal correlate. Oh my god, kitties. There's probably a thunderstorm coming. They get really fidgety when there's a storm. Yeah, so I thought that would work because this half of the wood cancels out with half of this wood. So the thing I need to add is 1/8 glass to balance it out. But that didn't work. Like, no matter where I am on the fulcrum, it feels like this should be a 1-to-1 scale. But I keep getting results that don't feel like they line up with that. It would be a really weird puzzle if the center pivot isn't equal weights, though. Oh, and I've stun-locked my thinking. Sometimes when I'm solving a puzzle like this, I really, like, if I get into the weeds on one side of a solution and it doesn't work out, I just literally have to fucking start at the beginning. Some amount of wood equals some amount of metal. So 1/4 wood equals... How many woods equals 4 glass is 16. 16 wood is 1 metal. That's a crazy number. We have a 1/4 metal to play with. Yes, our counterbalance is a 1/2 wood, which means we can cancel out like 4 units of wood from any thing. We only care about solving for a 4 chunk of wood, which again also feels like, unless I've committed a math crime, the cats are so grumbly. This piece of metal is equal to 4 pieces the same size of wood. This should be the exact same weight as 1 full wood sphere. There's gonna be an entire age about electrocuting plants? That's fucked up. We have 8 pieces of wood. We have 4 wood plus something is equal to that. anything that equals 4 wood chunks. I think my brain might be fried from lack of sleep during house shopping. I'm also losing the thread, don't worry. If this doesn't work, blank page, come at it again later. Show me the things again. Take me back downstairs. I should make a save in this room. Save game. Hint room. This is 4 glass spheres. This is 1 metal sphere. 4 glass is equal to 1 metal. I wish I could pick this up and move it to like 3 different points. Oh. There, thank you. I accidentally typed my ghost chat invisible shortcut. I want to look at this scale from a different perspective. It would be mean if this scale isn't actually balanced. But I'm so sure it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. 4 wood equals 1 glass. There's no way I could be misinterpreting that. 4 wood equal to 1 metal. Yeah, I definitely said that at some point and was fully wrong. Four wood should equal 1/4 metal. And life would be easier if I put these in terms of like eighths on the sphere. They really need you to know that Ubisoft did so much work here. Forget about Cyan Entertainment. Forget about everyone else. Only Ubisoft. So we care about quarters. We care about pieces of 8 or eighths. We have 1 wood on the right. We have 1 full wood sphere over here, which is 2 broken up halves that are all wood. Yeah. Publishers haven't really gotten much better for that. Like, how many people know what studios actually developed anything that Devolver or Annapurna? Or no, Annapurna is a developer, right? Devolver is mostly a publisher, and most people don't know the studios that actually developed the games that Devolver publishes. So this is 8 wood. We care about finding 8 pieces of wood worth of weight. We already have 4 wood over here. So we can ignore 4 of these. We only care about solving for 4 wood. Oh, that sucks. I have to add that to my list to look at least, then. There's just so many studios out there that made cool stuff, and we don't talk about them enough, and it makes me sad. 1 glass equals 4 wood. 1 glass equals 4 wood. We looked at that. We went back and looked at it. If I put 1 piece of glass on this motherfucker, I think I need to learn something about scales in Amateria. Am I supposed to assume that the metal strips change the weight or something? It's not the same type of orb, therefore the weight is different? It is heavier than we expect. I think I lack information. Because it would be straight up bad game design for levers to work different than real life. Ah! Never mind. Never mind. We got it. It's way more simple than I thought. It's actually 7 wood, 1 glass. If only I had taken the elevator first instead of investigating the pathway. Oh, the math is so much harder. Wait a minute, is that 1 glass? So is that 1 glass, or how much glass is that actually? From this view, we can see wood. Is there another perspective we can look at this orb from? From below, it's like wood. I'm not confident, I'm not confident about what that is, but that is likely one of these. What I was seeing there is wood, for sure. But I can't, yeah, we can't see what's opposite this guy. This is mean. This is mean and way harder than I thought. Simultaneously, no, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. We can ignore the bottom half of the wood. And we can ignore the bottom half of our wood over in the hut. Because we know... Yes, because this is the face that was blocked off from below down there. They knew somebody like me was going to come along and do a bunch of testing and then say, wait a fucking minute, this lever doesn't work the way I want. And good for them, honestly. Go off, kings. So we have to solve for glass, something, wood. The easiest way to offset the glass, the easiest way to learn what's in that spot, is to do glass, wood. But now I'm thinking, is it that easy? Surely it's not as easy as this side of the scale is heavier right now. So if I move the fulcrum, yeah, like they could be hiding so much stuff inside. That's what I was thinking, is like the fact that the fulcrum doesn't work the way I want it means there's more to the mechanism and I can learn about the mechanism elsewhere. That offsets it too much, sadly. My thinking was, if we move the fulcrum closer to this side, it'll offset the weight, whatever this amount is. But we do have to figure out what that is. I think it's metal. Yeah, like this weight up here, I assumed that this weight is... I assume that the orbs up there are much bigger than the orbs down here. And they're using this as a counterweight to, like, make the puzzle work. It's just an offset so that the orbs we can interact with are the right weight. Maybe there's somewhere else on the island we can interact with a different fulcrum system and learn. This is still wishful thinking. There's a world where I have to not copy the orb one-to-one. Yeah, we are in that world. No, we were heavier that time. I just noticed these dots on the diagram. Real clever of me. It offsets it too much. Yeah, now that I'm paying enough attention. We need something that equals 7 wood and 1 glass. And we always have 4 wood. Oh, the cats are really going at it. They're both so desperate for dinner. It's our uptime, 2:40. It's 9 o'clock. Okay, we are gonna give it to the 3-hour mark. Yeah, because if it was 7 wood, 1 glass, we're gonna be missing a slot. And if it was 7 wood, 1 glass, 1 metal. I'm pretty certain I tried this. Yes, I have tried this because the only outcomes if it was either of the objects we have enough of, if it was glass or it was metal, I've tried both of those and we would have been right. So this has to be wood on the full solution. Yes, Mr. Tempest. Easy way would involve 1 glass, and now I'm looking for 2 wood worth of weight. 3 wood worth of weight. Which is hard to work at. Because we can ignore that, and we could ignore 4 of this. It's really hard to work in units of 3 wood. Can you tell I was bad at ratios in school? I don't want to offset the fulcrum. Because I can't... I can't make it 1-to-1, so I don't want to offset the fulcrum. Do I therefore assume that offsetting the fulcrum... The part that I struggle with that is... Yes, offsetting the fulcrum changes where the... Like, it changes the force multiplication. Does the fulcrum double the side that it favors? So if the fulcrum is... I know that here it's 1-to-1. Here... I'm so mad. And here. Is there a way I can learn what the ratio is in these 2 unknown states? Or does this multiply that by 2 or that by 2? I wish I had my webcam on so you could see the face I just made towards Chad. Like, realistically, you're just telling me to not ignore any part of the puzzle, and you're just correct. There are so many moving parts to this puzzle. I have 6 satisfying little noises to play with, 6 pieces of wood to play with, and 3 positions of thingy. And I can use up to 4 of the guys. in any of 3 spots. There's so many options. Thank you. I'm glad I've seen all I need. That's like one of the big assumptions to make is I have all of the information. I've explored the entire map. I've looked back and I've confirmed that I know this is true. I'm going to assume this is true. So I can solve, I could, instead of solving for 7 wood, 1 glass, I could solve for 14 wood, 2 glass. That's mean. That's mean, but also true. Like, I've been looking at this and thinking, give me his name again. The puzzle can't be unsolvable, but I'm looking at these broken things and saying, oh, the puzzle's been broken to make it harder on the person solving it. Brad Dourif. Brad Dourif broke a bunch of the puzzle while he was fucking around to make life harder for Atris, and instead made life harder for me. Because Atris didn't fucking follow me here. What the hell, buddy? It's actually the same. So this is solving for 7 wood, 1 glass. This is solved for 14 wood, 2 glass. This is solved for 3.5 wood, 1/2 glass. And the half glass is easier here because that's 2 wood. Which would be the same as solving for 5.5 wood. Which isn't that useful. I should express all of these in terms of just wood, probably. I'm pretty sure that's correct. So, just wood. This is 22. But let's take out oh, my phone is buzzing now too. There has to be so many noise. Oh, Mr. Tempest. Please desist. Please stop this. He's making it hard to do puzzles. Does he not understand? So at a 1-to-1, we have 4 wood to start. We have 8 wood to start here. 22 minus 8 is 14. Which isn't easily divisible by 4. Oh, but I have you guys. You guys are 2. At 2-to-1, you're 2. No, that doesn't work. 4. Actually, that's... No, wait. Hold a fucking moment. You're 4, you're actually 8. Makes that 12. $16. I'm looking for 8 wood, so that's correct, isn't it? At 2-to-1. If I assume this is double. I don't think I'm right. Yeah, we're too heavy. Which one of my assumptions is wrong? Most likely, my assumption about the identity of the last slice of the orb is wrong. But the only entity that the last slice of the orb could be that would make if my 2-to-1 assumption is correct, the only item that could be that would make glass heavier than the orb is nothing. And there can't be nothing there. Probably. Two glass. 8. 10. 12 wood. If it's 2-to-1, that's 32 wood right there. This is so much more like Myst 1 than Riven. It's part of my problem is I did math wrong. No, yeah. Well, some of this math is definitely wrong. You ever just get super sleep deprived and forget how to do basic math? This is straight up wrong. All of these assumptions are wrong, right? Because, oh, hello. Thank you for the follow. Are all of those assumptions wrong? Not a genuine question, asking out loud. If it's out here, if the fulcrum is on the far side, my input is doubled. My input is this block. The output is still trying to weigh against 7 wood, 1 glass. So this, I'm targeting totals of 3.5 wood, 1/2 glass. This side, I'm targeting totals of the glass orb. Do you mean the glass section of the orb? Do I have to account for the glass orb? That's a really good question. The big glass orb rolling over the whole bloody thing. I don't think so. I don't think I have to account for that glass orb. That's what I've been assuming the whole time. The incredulity there is not anger, I promise. The reason I think I don't account for the glass orb is the behavior of the system while the glass orb is on the track. Yeah, I'm not accounting for it because the flue doesn't move. I think in this state I can. The flue doesn't move while the glass orb is on it. That's why I've fully discarded the glass orb as part of the solution. So I believe the last sticking point I was at is I had my my ratios multiplied. You could still be correct. I could be discarding true information here. And wouldn't that be funnier for everyone involved? 2 glass is 8 wood. 14 plus 8 is 22. we have 2. We're aiming for 20. And at the ratio we're working at is 1G equals 2 wood. 1 metal equals 8 wood. We could go 8, 16, 20. I'm feeling like I have it. Not even a little. Why did I think I was so close? Way too heavy over here. If I was already too heavy, switching to this side should make me still too heavy. Oh, the force multiplication isn't... I've made a really bad assumption somewhere, and I'm trying to untangle it. Maybe. Go stream manager mode and snooze that ad. So on this side, this weight should have less influence and this weight should have more than usual. So this side was heavier. I think I keep tripping myself up because the scale doesn't activate, like it doesn't check the weight until the wood orb is on the platform. The conclusion I think I'm coming to in my head right now is that I'm not actually manipulating the fulcrum. I'm manipulating a pivot and the like actual lever fulcrum. This is as heavy as possible. Yeah, glass, metal, is as heavy as it gets. So, yeah, and why do I believe that? I believe that I need to sleep on this puzzle. I also believe that I might be able to learn a bit about where the orb goes, maybe. Like, we don't know why we're fucking around with this, is one thing. This reminds me of one of the cool tunnels in Riven. So I suspect one of my bad assumptions is... Okay. So solving this puzzle likely opens this thingy. Yeah, I also have to go to sleep. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you all for help. Snooze that again. You have a good night, Parker Solem Sevier. Don't close that tab. I want to save it for later. I agree, you're right. I'm making an assumption that has to be wrong, because if my assumptions were right, I'd have solved the puzzle. We are going to quickly check. Is anyone I follow playing puzzly type stuff who I want to raid us over to? I think probably not. Is anybody else streaming Myst 3 Exile today? Do I have the boldness to raid a stranger today? Not really. I hope everybody has a great night. Thank you for the subs and the follows and the hanging out while I slowly go mad. Tempest says good night as well. He's excited that I'm going to go feed him. That's why he's sitting on my fucking notes. We're going to save a new Amateria 6. That'll do. Have a great night, all. We'll see you again. Schedule is up in the air again. I know it keeps happening. Life is crazy. A cat is knocking over my camera. Next stream will be more of this, I promise. Bye-bye.